Washington.
This your boy, Marty for here once again.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? This your boy Jamarty4 here once again. Now, as a few of y'all got a chance to see a little bit, last week I tried to do something different. I took a bit of a risk, and I was putting like clips from the show into the review, thinking it could spice it up a little bit. It could, add some retainment to let's watch this scene and let's talk about it a little bit better. I thought it'd be a little bit more engaging. Viacom said no ma'am, or whoever the network is, I believe it's it's Viacom that owns VH1. Yeah, they said no ma'am, and they shut that shit down. I think their video was up for like maybe 4 or 5 hours or so. It was up there for a bit. It got like a couple hundred views, so a few people got the chance to see it, but they said no ma'am, so it's fine. We'll do it the old-fashioned way that we've been doing it, forever. But I appreciate y'all for coming back to the channel. If this is the first time that you're seeing me, my name is Jamar Washington, Jamarty4. Make sure you add me across all my social media, which will be in the bottom link below. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video if you enjoy yourself, if you like what you see, if you have fun. Show me some love and subscribe and like the video. Help the algorithm, help the channel. All right? So now that we got through all of that, let's talk about this episode, child. This episode was actually good. I actually really enjoyed that. So we kind of pick up from last week when, Carly and Sierra were having a little, scuffle, the little 1-2 hit combo punch type situation going. And so Carly gets, she feels some type of way. I didn't even think I noticed the first time last week that the assistant and the other person jumped in. I don't think I'd even noticed at the time. But Carly meets with Rashida saying how she feels like it was a setup. Like she was more upset not only from the fact that her friend had attacked her, but now she's like, oh, well, her assistant jumped in, and if her assistant jumped in, there's no telling like how she feels about me, what she's probably been saying. So Carly thinks like there's like something going on in the back of Sierra's mind where she's like concocting against her, and she already feels a way that she hasn't supported her through this whole divorce, the death thing that was weird last week. She hadn't supported her through that, some, her own court cases, and she just felt like Sierra hasn't been there for her as the way that Carly has been there for Sierra. Now, at the same time, Sierra is meeting with Bambi, and she's trying to say, like, I had no idea that my friend jumped in. I was, I had tunnel vision with Carly. Like, I didn't even know what was going on around me. And honestly, I believe Sierra's story more than Carly's aspect or perspective of it, because if you're friends with somebody, it's not unusual, especially if that's your boss and if you're trying to come, stay employed. She could have probably just did it just out of protection of her friend. She could have did it out of protection of her own job. Because if Sierra did get beat up and the assistant didn't jump in, she probably thought like, well, if I don't jump in, she might, fire me or something like. Like, it's not unusual for an assistant or just anybody that might just be a friend to jump into a fight. So I'm not even gonna pretend like that's something that's outrageous. However, Carly's thing, I felt like she invited me there. I felt like it was a setup. That one is a bit more of a reach for me. So I don't really know how I feel about that with Carly. And the thing that was probably the most interesting about that is like, knowing what Sierra's going through, Carly is like threatening to press charges against her for like assault or whatever. But I'm like, first of all, that's fucked up. You already know that she's dealing with a situation with the law, with her baby daddy and whatever drama that happened at this funeral. But you want to press charges against me? Even though I don't think that she actually balled up her fist and punched her. I think it was more of that mush that we saw. I think they grabbed each other's hair, maybe. I don't know if that's enough to press charges, but that's really all that we saw. Carly gonna be doing that, then she just petty as fuck. So now the next thing that we're gonna talk about is Scrappy's 36-year birthday party, or surprise birthday party that Mama D is throwing for him. So there's a couple of situations that happened at this particular gathering that we're gonna talk about. First, a really quick one is Jot. I don't think it was messy, but he did kind of tell Scrappy like, hey, your mama's over there with a drink in her hand. And, you may want to check up on that. Now, on one hand, yes, you should, try to, make sure that their family, I'm not sure what their relationship, their aunt, whatever the case is, you want to make sure that your family member is, not drinking or doing anything hazardous to their health. But at the same time, and I can understand Mama D saying, how could you not trust me? This, I feel some type of way about this, that y'all just kind of crowded around me asking like, what am I drinking? What am I drinking? But I don't know if it's Mama D or just the editors being shady, but the way that you were sipping that drink made you look suspicious. Like, honestly, you were kind of sipping it like, I hope nobody's watching. It just, like, if you just had it out and were just casually drinking it, like, like you was enjoying the gathering, it probably would have looked less suspicious. But the fact that you was trying to look around, like, wasn't nobody watching you, made it seem like, okay, maybe she does have a drink in her hand. But then again, it'd be weird for her to try to do that while everybody is there watching her. I don't know. But that was... My dog chooses now to drink water in the middle of the recording. And I'm not taking you out, Ruth. Can you not drink water in the middle of my recording? I'm gonna let you get on camera because I haven't seen you in a while. Say hi. It's my baby, y'all. It's my little old grandpa. Can you not drink water in the middle of my recording? Can you let Daddy record in peace? Can you let Daddy record in peace? Thank you. Daddy love you. Okay. Yeah, you. Okay, so that was one situation. The other whole situation that kind of happened at this particular gathering is the fact that, Kirk and Rashida have this store, okay? Pressed. And they have multiple locations. They had one in Houston. I didn't get to go see it because I didn't care. But they had Charlene, Rashida's mama. Can you please listen? He is up there tearing up his Donald Trump doll in the middle of my recording. And I'm leaving all this in so that y'all can know. Y'all see him? Y'all see that? This is what he decides to do. He was asleep all up until me doing this recording, and now he want to come to bullshit. Girl, you're lucky they love you that I love you shit. But anyways, so they have this store in Houston and Atlanta, and while Rashida's mom, Charlene, was down in Houston, apparently she was trying to make her own business, selling plus size clothes, but yet she was still working for Pressed at the same time. So it's kind of like people are coming into the store to buy from Pressed, but you're sending them somewhere else. And that's like a conflict of interest, and they kind of feel a way about that, which I can understand because I would too. But, of course, Charlene's like, no, that's not what it is. You're wrong. You're just that and the fourth. And even Kirk had to be like in the confessionals, like, look, I tested it. This isn't me just talking out my ass. Like, I had somebody else go down and work that same store, and they came back and the numbers tripled. So it's either they're just that much better of a salesperson than you are, or Miss Charlene is doing some shady shit, okay? So I'm like, ooh, child, so we gonna see where this is gonna go, but I feel like that's some fucked up shit, girl. And I feel like she has that whole entitlement, this is my daughter's store, I should be able to do what I want in it. I don't think that's how that works, Miss Charlene. So the next thing we're gonna talk about is Ciara is doing someone's hair, it looked like. I was like, wait a minute, why does it look like she's about to perform brain surgery on this woman? I'm pretty sure she was like dyeing someone's hair or doing something related to cosmetology, because I'm like, why she got these gloves on? And she said she was getting this text message and it looked like she was typing back. I'm like, girl, you're not typing nothing. Anybody who has an iPhone or a touch phone knows that you can't get no kind of input if you have rubber gloves on or any kind of glove like that. You ain't typing nothing, child. But anyway, her lawyer sends her a message talking about it's urgent, I need to come see you, it's about your court case, something along those lines. And she gets nervous. So she is like sweating. She's like, I don't know, like, did Carly put the charges against me? Like, what's going on? Like, what's about to happen? So she's sweating bullets. So she hits up Carly like, bitch, I need you to come because I'm scared. So Carly comes, well, not Carly, no, she hits up Rashida over, excuse me. So she hits Rashida over and she's like, bitch, I'm scared. So they come and the lawyer meets them. She's like, look, I brought Rashida here because I just needed to be somebody to be with me because she was scared the hell out of me because I didn't know what she was about to say. So the lawyer comes like, look, I have footage that may be very important to the case. And we're like, oh Lord, are we about to see, what about to happen? Can we see like what actually happened at this year's funeral? And so they put it up, even though we didn't see it as an audience. The lawyer says that the person in question who apparently is who's making the charges is actually nowhere near Ciara at the time, and you can see that she's the one who was considered the aggressor. So this pretty much clears her name. She doesn't have to worry about that. The charges will be dropped because this could be proof that she is innocent in this particular case. And she's crying, she's feeling some type of way. Now this is the thing that I'm not liking about Ciara right now. And it's nothing to do with her particular behavior, but I hate how she has had so many of these crying scenes where her makeup just be running down her face. I feel like I have never seen anybody else's makeup on this show, or foundation in particular, just run when they cry. Like, you see it coming down, but it never runs through their makeup like that. Like, that is some caked up makeup, and you need to set it properly. Okay? You need to set that makeup properly, I'm just saying. So, good for her. This is a weight off her shoulder. Now the only thing she says she has to worry about is Carly. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is between Mimi and Stevie. Okay, so apparently Stevie has been sending Mimi very interesting text messages about wanting his old family back and wanting to see her and spend time with her. And it's kind of like, if you're Stevie's wife, you don't want to see your husband sending text messages to their ex and baby mama about wanting to spend more time with them. That's just, in no scenario can I see that that's a good idea. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, look, I'm just hoping that, Faith has done a great job. She's the only reason why I'm even getting my child support payments right now. So I'm hoping that everything stays good in the Jordan household, honey. And they get on the topic of, marriage and whatnot. And she talks about how she's not really, she doesn't feel like she's built for marriage, and it's based off of not only the relationship with Stevie, but the relationships that followed after Stevie, how unstable they were, how unhealthy, toxic, whichever words you want to use, and they affected her. Like, they felt abandoned, or she felt abandoned. She felt like she couldn't really trust anybody, and how this new relationship that she has with this girl is the most stable relationship that she's ever had, but she still has this baggage from her previous relationship that she hasn't unpacked or dealt with. So that's a conversation that she's gonna need to have with her girlfriend. And because she's having these thoughts of, she's such a good person, like, because of who I am and how I feel, am I wasting her time? Am I, being fair to her? And like I said, these are all conversations that you have to have with the other person so that they know what's going on, and they're not gonna be caught off guard by what you may say and how you may decide to end the relationship out of nowhere because of something that you dealt with on your own. Communication is key. So this next scene that we get to is the climax of the Ratchet Child. So Jock is opening this new club, right? Called Club South Beach. All right, okay, cool. He has wings in the club. I'm like, I don't know if I've just never been to that type of a club, but never have I been to like a real nightclub that be selling food like that. Not like chicken wings, maybe like a snack or something, but not like full on chicken wings. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so he's there with light skinned Keisha, Cocaine, I think that's the man's name, Shakina, and was that it? I think those are the only ones that were initially there. And then Shakina decided to invite Scrappy and Bambi, and we're like, ooh, Lord. Because Shakina wants to have everybody kumbaya and be friends, because she's friends with Bambi, and she's friends with Keisha. she want people to be co-mingling and doing all this stuff. Let me tell you something. I've gone almost my entire life with multiple groups of friends from whom I'm friends with and whom I'm really cool with, but whenever I try to mix them at like a social gathering or just a common event where both groups would be in attendance, it never works out the way that I want it to. Whenever I try to mix groups of friends and make everybody be friends with each other like they're friends with me, it doesn't really work out. And I've acknowledged that, and I've really just kind of stopped trying. I've gotten a really good way of assessment of how people are going to act if they meet each other. So if people don't have the same vibe, I don't even bother. And I feel like Shakina hasn't learned that lesson yet because she invited Bambi over, and Bambi, girl, I don't know what statement you were making with these shades, honey, but you came in looking stank. Came in looking stank-ish. And with her high bun, and Scrappy came in. Scrappy didn't really do much. This was mainly between the women of Light Skin Keisha and Bambi, because she was like, look, I just don't fuck with bitches that fuck with other people, man. And this is the whole thing. Honestly, I feel like we need Amy in this situation. We need the friend that you're talking about, because the only reason that y'all even have any sort of animosity towards each other is because you were friends with this girl, and so that's y'all connection, and apparently she was with this man who this other girl apparently took away or stole. And I'm like, we need this third party to be present, because otherwise y'all can't really work out the issue, okay? Because on one hand, he's just like, look, I had nothing to do with their relationship. If their relationship ended and he says that the relationship didn't work out, then it should have nothing to do with her. There should be no problem. But apparently on Bambi's side, Amy was telling her that, oh, we was together. We was completely together before this other new chick came and ruined everything. So on her end, she's saying that her friend got, fucked over. So I'm like, well, again, we need the friend to settle this whole dispute. But they're like, nope, I don't fuck with her. She's this, she's a snake, and blah, blah, blah. And Keisha's just like, I'm whatever I'm about that times 10. And my watch is worth more than your whole entire outfit. I'm like, girl, see, this is the thing. When you get to a point in an argument where your jabs are to do with money and how materialistic things, I feel like that's when you've lost. Because, okay, what if you get to a point where you can't afford that watch anymore? Or you don't have this status that you think you have that's built off of monetary gain. Okay, so what are you gonna have then? Like, you have to come in order for you to be really red and get some real shading, you have to get some shade that cannot be denied and cannot be changed, no matter what the person does. So that's when she started talking about that watch, and I'm like, ooh, girl, you showing your maturity right now. When she was talking about she needed to get her gum fixed, I think she did. I feel like she did, because I remember Bambi used to be really gummy. She used to be really gummy, which I can relate because I'm gummy too. I'm trying to get that fixed too when I get the money. But yeah, she used to, have a thing going on. So I think she did get it fixed. So I'm like, oh damn, she said that the surgery didn't work or it wasn't good enough. But I'm just like, I don't want to see them interact anymore about this whole topic of her being a homewrecker and all that stuff, unless Amy is in the room. Because if she's not there to attest to all this accusations and stuff going on, y'all ain't really got nothing to talk about. I'm just saying. But lastly, we're gonna talk about is Carly and Sierra meeting up at this church, child. And Sierra feels bad about the whole situation, and she tries to meet up. She's there with Carly, Rashida, and Spice, and they kind of let them work things out. Sierra's crying, even Carly Rae got a little emotional. But what's kind of funny to me is that I felt like Sierra really poured out her heart, but Rashida's, not Rashida, I don't know why I keep getting Rashida and Carly in my head mixed up. Carly is going on like, I don't buy it. Because she's just like, no matter what, I just would never put my hands on you. And so because of the fact that you put your hands on me, it kind of bruised the relationship to a point of no recovery, I guess, in her mind, where right now she's not able to just trust her and forgive her and just go back to the way things were. She's like, no. Because I feel like she cries all the time, so the fact that she's crying right now is not really that big of a deal. And I feel like she's only trying to make amends with me and be all emotional because she doesn't want me to press charges on her for fighting. And I'm like, damn, Carly will really find anything that she can. She will find a reason for somebody to be against her no matter what she does. I personally feel like Ciara is sincere in the apology. And Carly was making like these slight, I don't know what to call them, jabs, but she was making it seem like, look, I just don't trust you. I feel like, you know, it is what it is. And you know, you could tell that she was kind of like being petty about it. And Ciara called her like, oh, so we about to be malicious now. That's what we about to do? This about to be that kind of relationship? Okay, all right. But that, I feel like at the end, they kind of was like, you know, I feel like Carly said, I'm hurt right now. I'm not ready to take you back as a friend. I still have more healing to do. And hopefully, maybe in the future, we can trust each other again. And I feel like that's kind of where Carly left it. And they just kind of walked their separate ways, honey. And next week, we about to see, I don't remember her name, but it's the girl who is apparently sleeping with Shooter, Ciara's old baby daddy. And they're about to go public. I guess nobody knows about them, so that's about to be a whole nother situation this year. Probably gonna be dealing with y'all. It's gonna be interesting. And we're seeing Mama D and Bambi's mama, which I didn't see. They apparently had beef from last season or however long ago, wishing that they were dead or something. I'm like, oh child, this is looking like Hollywood with A1 and Lyrica's mama's going at it. I'm like, Lord, is that just always a running theme in love and hip hop? If a couple is together, do their mamas have to always beef? Is that the rule? But anyways, I thank you guys so much for watching and keeping up with the channel. I know it sucks that my last week's review didn't get to go up, but it's all right. You live and we learn. We're trying new things, but that didn't particularly work out. But I thank you guys so much for checking in and, you know, watching and supporting. I know we're sort of rebuilding sort of from the ground up with the audience. So those of you who keep continuously coming back each and every week with each and every upload, I really do appreciate you. Yeah, so if you like this video, make sure you share it across social media, tag people that are in it, post your clips to Instagram. I really appreciate it. I would see y'all or like and have a conversation with those who watch. So let me know your thoughts about the episode in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Like, share, subscribe.
Washington, Washington, Washington.